So welcome everyone for another Discord World Cup game. This is round 3 and this is Wales versus Hungapore. So it's going to be the lowest back playing Scorpion for Hungapore and Willoughby playing Lion for Wales. Sorry. So this is the Scorpion deck. It's City of the opponent, Keeper of Air, very likely Dishonor deck. What do we have? Well, it's like a manipulator, so 3 manipulator. We're on 2 Nice, 3 diplomats, 3 challenger. Okay, nothing above 3 casters, 2 cities, because that's a pretty traditional Dishonored deck. 1 all or nothing, 3 display of power, 2 seeker of knowledge, 2 only mark of shames. There is 1 guardian, 2 goblin, 1 cunning only, and 1 Kachiko, 2 Danzai, 3 backhanded, 2 assassination. Only 2 assassinations, okay, 3 censures. And 1 I can swim, 1 mono war. So there are a few spiky stuff inside. On the other side, we have a Lion Seeker of Air, Splash Unicorn for 2 Wayfinders, 2 Gauging Customs, and 3 Spyglasses. We have 2 Tannery, 2 Makoto, and 1 Magistrate is nice, but again, Scorpion is going to be difficult to make it useful, I guess. Well, no, sorry, it works against Scorpion. And then we have like 3 Tsukas and 2 Chiyaki. So favor is going to be obviously very important here. And very difficult to have. 3 Finger of Shades, get an event. 3 Seshimonos, that's risky. 2 Crone and 1 Master of the Spear. Charge is the restricted, and we have a spiky 2 Strength in numbers. So jumping back to the game, Scorpion's first player plays a Liar, then passes, while Lion plays a Magistrate, 2 Fate, and an Apprentice, 1 Fate. So I guess a Scorpion here mostly depends on your hand. Both players have a palace, so favor being really important is going to be quite fun. I guess the first one to break the palace is going to get the favor for a few turns. Especially it's going to be more difficult for Scorpion to break it than it is for Lion. Scorpion going to have a look against under the staging ground going Earth. That's the shameful, so Lion will very likely defend that. I would say with Tactician, you know yourself, you know your opponent. Lose the Earth ring. I think it doesn't matter too much here. And you keep your Magistrate to attack. Kinda disagree about the choice, but Scorpion has 7th Fate, so if you he's very likely going to be able to put something in the conflict anyway. If he needs to from his hand. He has a Kachiko and a Magistrate that could jump. There is also the Seeker of Knowledge. So here we see Shameful used. Oh, it's a bit disappointing because Magistrate there has literally no effects. Okay, just passes. Fire the Earth Ring. So yeah, I don't see the point not defending with the Tactician here actually, because like this Magistrate now, his bow, I mean, it's not bringing you anything having defended with him. While attacking with might guarantee you a ring. Unless the Scorpion player has display of power, of course. I think that's a bad choice. Well, yeah, water is fine there, because like if Scorpion want to display that, well, go on, display that. Finds a Upholding Authority under the Palace, so that's not too good for Scorpion, because you would like the Upholding to break. Lion might try to break it anyway. Oh, Assassinate immediately. Okay. Not sure I agree with this Assassinate, like, he could actually have kept his Stronghold activation. So he would have been able to do it now. giving time for lion to spend a card and afterwards assassinate him. We see a seeker of knowledge. It's gonna go military. He probably has a banzai. So military air on the shameful. Yeah, I guess no, you're happy to break that shameful. Like your opponent has no fate at all. So there will be no answer but an assassination. Don't remember if Lion plays one, but if he does, then it's fine, because, you know, he doesn't. Even if he would, you're happy about him assassinating. You're playing a Dishonored deck, so you don't care about that. Oh, I just realized I totally forgot to announce that the game was played. So just give me a minute. I need to call the game. So it's Wales Lion. No, Wales Scorpion versus Hungapore Lion. If I'm correct. No, it's the opposite, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm missing what's happening. So new turn. Lion space and obstinate recruit. Okay, so Scorpion didn't get his break. Interesting. Okay, it chooses not to resolve Banzai. That's an interesting choice, because, oh, apologies about that. That's an interesting choice because the staging ground was breaking here. So why deciding not to break that? I mean, you don't really want to poke that again, right? So you could break it. Well, I guess it was a bit low on honor, but that was airing, so I really don't think it was a big deal. Not sure about that choice not to break this shameful display. I think it's a bad choice, actually. Because Lion literally had no answer left, like no fate, nothing. Spyglass on the Magistrates. Calling in favor. So now the challenger is pretty nifty. Like it's a 4 political strength, 2 military, and a draw, and an honor. Like that's a really good character. So what do you do as Lion here? You don't really want to go with the magistrate, right? Well, actually, it's like if you go with the magistrate, you have nothing to defend political. But if you don't go with the magistrate is useless because his ability works only while attacking. So you want to go with him. Probably gonna take fire, right? And you just dishonor something. Or you know, no, you can't really honor one. Or you know one of your guys, so that mark of shame is a bit like a low value one that doesn't have political strength, so that mark of shame feels awkward. Disagree going with both here. I guess he just wants to. Because military, okay, I'm not sure about playing the Onit fan to afterwards go military. That's a weird choice. Yeah, okay. Going political only with the magistrates. Fire makes sense. Would go back again to the same. Yeah, upholding blank province. As a Scorpion, you're not happy to have this blank province here because it's farmable. But at the same time, like if Lion keeps farming it, then you're fine. Like Lion needs to break. Farming is your own game plan as Scorpion. And as long as it doesn't break it, you have your own palace. And we see display of power on that firing. Oh, and it breaks. Why does it break? Oh yeah, because it's honored. It's 5. I forgot the honor token on the magistrate. So after that, as a scorpion, what do you do? Do you go void? Yeah, I think going void is fine. Now you go void and you void the magistrate so that you get rid of that guy. Because it avoids lion voiding your liar. It removes a valuable character from the board. It has 1 fate. I guess that's really good. And you probably go void political with both your guys, liar and challenger, and you smash that onto the palace because you want to get rid of it. Yeah, that's what I would do. And then afterwards you have the Seeker of Knowledge to take whatever you want. The last conflict. Yeah, sounds good. That's what I would do. And obviously that's not what Zillow is doing, because like he's a really good Scorpion player, so he might have had a better idea. Honestly, after having lost your own palace, you want to smash into that one and break it. Like, you really don't want this palace to live because you're gonna lose the favor. And because you don't have a phoning diplomat yet, it means you won't have it next turn. I would just put both liar. It's useless to keep the liar back because like Lion has a military conflict left, not a political. Yeah, that's awkward. Because no, you both have military conflict left. Like, what is that liar for? I totally disagree with the attack. Just put your liar in. Worst case, put all 3 of them. Like it's going to have more use, and ensure you're gonna break. Because you really don't want that palace to leave. You could also go like liar and seeker in, and you keep the challenger to do a military poke afterwards. That would probably be the best choice, but not that sequencing. That one is not good. What could Lion do? He needs a conflict character. He needs to defend. One that has political strength. Wayfinder is the only thing that can save his province. But he would need something more than just a Wayfinder. So that's definitely not enough. We see staging grounds being used. That's a weird choice because like no charge anyway. So yeah, Palace breaking. So what do you do now as Lion? Military water, I guess. Well, it doesn't matter actually. Scorpion is first player next turn, so if you leave water, there will be a fate on it. 2 fate on it, sorry, same for air. I would probably go earth there. And you want to avoid a too big hand discrepancy, right? Yeah, but then if he displays, it's annoying because it's gonna be like 9 to 5 cards. You don't want to, yeah, that's tricky. You don't really want to go. Well, you don't care about water because the keeper gives him a military body anyway, so. I really like Keeper of Knowledge in the new Scorpion Designer because of the interaction with the Keeper. Because it adds the area element to the ring. And then you just choose which you resolve. But you still get the Keeper because the ring is of both types. Both elements, sorry. Scorpion not defending the attack on the secret cache. Guess that's fine because anyway you have only a keeper, so that's not gonna save it if Lion wants to break it. And you prefer to be able to attack afterwards. So I guess if you have an assassination, you play it there. You wait for lion to do something until it breaks. So now it's breaking, so if you can assassinate something, it's the right timing to do so. And you assassinate the obstinate recruits. That has a 3 strength. Doesn't. Okay, so that breaks. It's a bit awkward here, like don't have the fate for fate worse than death. You don't assassinate, it's immune. I think it just hadn't any of his answer. It said that a keeper just got discarded now. He resolved no ring? Okay, that's interesting. Are you sure of that? Oh yeah, you're right. It's weird. What it tells me is that he's going to play. Yeah, it's really weird because like not resolving the void ring is telling me he's going to play a Mono no Aware, but it also tells me that like there is no good reason not to resolve the air one, right? You just use the stronghold and use air. Okay, it doesn't ring the magistrate. He found the vassal fields. That's bad because now there is no Mono no Aware anymore. Yeah, it's a bit weird, I agree. Not sure why you didn't resolve it. And also it's a bit sad that you just claim the airing, lion attack, breaks a province and discard a keeper. The only thing Mono no Aware for you is bad here is that your challenger loses a fate, but otherwise like you draw a card, 2 because there is one from the liar, and you're gonna have your keeper leaving sooner, which means that you're gonna have more pressure on the airing on next turn, which is good. And all the lion boards leave. But with the vassal field hits, that's a line of play that doesn't exist anymore. Okay, lion plays Seshimono. I think that might be, we might see another calling in favor there. No calling in favor. One has been used already, so might not have another one. That keeper is currently winning the conflicts. Discarding strength in numbers, that's good. That's a card Scorpion doesn't like too much. Especially if you can, well, he has console for now, so that doesn't matter. I think as a lion you keep the prodigy here. No, you throw it away. Okay. Oh yeah, because you're on equal honors. Sorry. So we have Scenery, Keta, no general. I guess you play Keta as lion and the general, and as Scorpion you play another liar. And maybe an illusionist. So that you can remove the honor token from the general if needed. Yeah, we see general played on a node. If you have a mark of shame, you don't care about the illusionist, you just mark of shame the general. And you save your fate. I feel like Illusionist became quite irrelevant in Scorpion decks recently. I would gladly replace it, I think. Like you have the Mark Shane. Mark of Shame is cheaper. Of course, it's not a body, but it's double effect for one less fate. Scorpion's first player here. What do you do as Scorpion? Military poke, maybe? With the Keeper? Poking air? Just force Lion to defend. Both fired by bidding one. Okay, makes sense. No one's taking a risk there. I think Lion has quite a board, so if Lion wants to take a break, he does. Like, you cannot do much about that. So you probably want air off the table, which means you have to go air first. You can totally go air political with a lot of guys, but then you can't really defend the Kata plus Magistrate anymore. You might actually not be able to defend it at all. Yeah, I think you want to go air with the Initiate Military, just so that Lion cannot have it. And you get the Fate from it. And if you have a Kachiko, that's good, because you will be able to play it with Fate. If you have a Fate Roost and Death, that's good, because if your opponent under defend, then you can just like Fate Roost and Death in attack. And if you can win that air ring, then he loses both Obstinate Recruits at the same time. Yeah, I think the good play here from Scorpion is just going air with the Keeper Initiate. I also get him the second Keeper from the discard if he can win the air ring. Okay, goes political instead. Water. I don't like that choice, honestly. That's Lion, like, ready for battle is a card. I understand the desire to bow the Magistrate, but unless you have at least one sentry, which is totally possible. But then why not taking a line of play that doesn't expand the sentry and keep the sentry for something better? Because here bowing that Magistrate isn't going to save you from losing a conflict anyway. Like if Lion goes all in, then you just lose the conflict straight, whatever. Let's see, Scorpion has 6 fates. Yeah, I would definitely have taken the airing. Lion has to defend now, because if he doesn't, he loses the 2 obstinate recruits, and it's a thing he cannot afford to. What Scorpion might have is another Seeker of Knowledge, and he's baiting the watering. But in that case, why just don't you go air, take the fate from air, and then you play the Seeker on your next conflict? Yeah, that's really weird. Might have a display of power and try to trick the lion into going air. That's definitely a thing. That's actually what is happening, for sure. So lion defending with the two obstinate recruits, that's interesting. He knows they're potentially dead anyway. Oh yeah, Scorpion wins an honor from the challenger, so they instantly die. And because of them not dying, Lion wins an honor and get back to equality. That's an interesting interaction here. Quite an unexpected one. I didn't expect it. So now what do you do as Lion? You know you can't really go air because there's the display of power. You want to go fire, but then you're gonna get displayed anyway on fire. You want to go political with Iketa so you can honor someone that's gonna get dishonored. So probably political with the firing with Iketa and you covered the liar. Yeah, Finger of Jade makes sense. Because if you find shameful, you want to be able to cancel the trigger. You could find Midnight Revels though. That would bow your honor general, and that's bad. Yeah, hard choice here. Yeah, I think you have to play it on the cat and hope for the shameful. Because then you know where the revels is. Going Void with the cat, okay, I disagree with that choice. Because the display of power on Void here has a lot of value. You just a Scorpion, you go fire afterwards, you remove the honor from the Adjutant General, and you display the Void now, and remove the Fate from it, so it's gone next turn. Or you just like Void Kata, that also works. Ikata is actually really likely going to. Hmm. There is the Finger of Jade. If he finds Shameful, you defend, and you try to have him burn the finger. If he doesn't, that's fine, and if he does, you fate worse than death him. Okay. That's interesting how this Lion player has been playing cards on stuff before conflicts, not to put that stuff into the conflict. Now, that's happened twice. It happened with the Magistrate at the beginning of the game also, where he played like the Spyglass, the Ornate Fan, and then the Magistrate has been put in defense into another conflict later on. That was weird. I feel he does not know what he wants to do before doing it. That's symptomatic of someone that is choosing his actions step by step rather than trying to thinking ahead about what he wants and needs to do. Okay, here is the Revel bowing the general, so that conflict is basically negated. Just defend with a keeper and the favor evens it out. And if Lion tries to win it, you can always assassinate the tactician. I think you're good with that one as Scorpion. If you can, you would like to keep a fate to remove the honor from the honor general at the end of the turn. Oh, actually, it's 2 against 2 because of the honor general ability, which I forgot. I think, yeah, I think It's a mistake from the Scorpion player not having defended that a bit better. But maybe he had no other option. Now he's going military air onto the vessel fields. So he wins and loses the fates. It's good for him that Lion didn't have this ready for battle for the magistrate. So we see Tsanuri defend, so she's basically blank. 2-1 blank with 2 glory against Scorpion. Okay. If he wants to win that, you just play away of the Scorpion, which he has played only 1 copy of up to now. So he still has 2. Faters and F again, not even caring, so that's a triple honor loss. Dishonored, non-opposed, airing. I like how Scorpion players have been moving from using the Fate Wisdom Death defensively to using it offensively to provoke unopposed conflicts. I feel like it's much more important. So I see Kata going, covering the liar, obviously. He's at 5, so I think if you have Mark of Shame, you played there, right? Defend and play Mark of Shame and Ikata. Yep, there it is. So now he's a 0 political strength. And all this nice investment with a finger of jade has been totally useful. I don't see how Lion comes back there. He's losing his board. Scorpion loses like literally nothing. Draws 2 cards. Stronghold is basically blank for the rest of the game, but I think at that point you kind of do not care. It's been forgotten once. It has triggered once. I would say it's not the best use of a stronghold, but arguably doesn't need it. He's on 0 fate though, but like Lion board doesn't really count anymore. It's like apart from that general, there is nothing on board for Lion. Well, there is a covert, so Ikata could still trigger if he goes with someone else. Oh yeah, Pride Brawler as Lion there. Like you don't have a choice, just play that Pride Brawler, and then you can even add the Berserker if you want. You go political with both the Pride Brawler and Ikata to try to re-honor Ikata, draw a card, bow some stuff with the Pride Brawler. And that's how you come back as a Lion. Especially Scorpion has like literally nothing to play. He has a city though, so that could be another Fate Worse Than Death on the Pride Brawler. That's actually very likely going to be another Fate Worse Than Death on the Pride Brawler. Okay, we see Lion vomiting a board with no fate. Very honestly, that's a very bad choice against Scorpion Dishonor, because now every character that's getting Dishonor during that turn leaves and causes you to lose an honor at the end of the turn. So you now have to be additionally extra cautious about Dishonored character leaving play, which is something you didn't really need it at that point. Somehow it diminishes the value of dishonoring a character, that's true, because this dishonor token isn't going to wear on multiple turns. But the thing is, because you're at 5, you kind of prefer not all your dishonored characters to leave at the same time, and you have already one going away. And I don't think that a Nord General is going to stay on Nord. Like there is an illusionist on board. Um, it's a lose-lose situation because if you put fate, then fate worse than death becomes really tempting. And if you don't, then Scorpion can just do more stuff and have it living play. I know you have to be careful about both air and fire ring. You definitely want to try to get the Tikata trigger to re-honor someone. Playing the Spyglass that early was a huge mistake, because like this challenger with the Spyglass has thrown so many multiple cards and has deprived Lion from the Spyglass itself. Lion going all in void political. Um, I prefer to cover the illusionist there so that the challenger feels forced to defend and he loses the conflict and Scorpion does not win one honor. I understand he wants the Spyglass not to trigger, but like you're already like 8 cards down. I don't think a 9 in some would matter too much. Oh yeah, sorry, you just bought with the Pride Brawler anyway. Apologize about that, totally forgot. No, you don't. Yeah, there comes the Fate Worse Than Death I was talking about. Like, if you have Fate Worse Than Death, you just use it on the Pride Brawler. And no converting this challenger has been a mistake, because you're not winning the conflict anymore, I guess. Scorpion is gonna pay a fate to remove your honor tokens from the general, and you're not gonna win that conflict. Ios probably doomed conflict anyway with 4 cards against 12. Strength in numbers, that's interesting. We're gonna see a censure there. Yep, there it is. So no more strength in numbers for the Lion player. Scorpions removes the honor token using Illusionist, and now Lion loses that conflict. Also, with that, I think Lion is losing the game. Like, I don't know how you come back there. Scorpion still has the shameful display that hasn't been used. So yeah, dishonoring the general, honoring the illusionist. Doing it to the proper orders that the general actually finishes the note. And we're gonna see what I was talking about happening. Like Lion has 3 characters living play, and they're all 3 dishonored. And there is 2 more living play that are not dishonored yet, but that's going to happen. Assassination on the Berserker, so that removes one of those precious characters, so now he only has to go more. Political Fire dishonors the Lion character left, and like that's 4 dishonored character living play. And if Lion doesn't defend, then he loses 1 honor from undefended. And if Lion does defend, then he loses the next conflict. Why going water here? That doesn't matter. Like it doesn't make sense. Don't go water. Just go air or fire. Fire being probably better here. Because like water here, if well maybe it has another censure, but you're taking a risk because if Lion has ready for battle in hand, you're gonna like bow the character. It's gonna stand, and you're gonna have lost everything. Well, not the game obviously because you're in too good situation for that, but Just go fire, dishonor her, problem solved. Or you go water, take that honor from your opponent, and problem solved. He's losing 3 honor at the end of the turn. Okay, quote games too. Yeah, that's gross. That's poor lion. Actually witnessing my 2 favorite cards. One at its best and the other one at its worst. I hope someday the kitten is going to be able to pounce over the scorpion and just wrecks it. No matter the way it goes, I will be happy because those are my both favorite plants. So if lions triumph the yellow over the red, then it's gonna be fine. That actually kind of makes false loyalties my favorite card in the game because it's like it's been designed for someone that is in love with both those two factions. I will be super happy to be able to experiment again with Lion Splash out of Scorpion. There are a few good cards that are coming that go kind of this way. I'm not sure it's going to be super good, but it's definitely going to be awesome to try. And we see the earring that kills the lion. You go whichever province you want. He loses 1 for unopposed, 1 from the earring, and he's at -1 honor at the end of the turn. Game over. Yeah, you can draw a card, but that feels a little bit like playing with food. When game is over anyway. Lion has no fate. Just leave him loose peacefully. There we see the 3 keepers coming back. Favor and then fate phase, and it's over. Yep, well played, obviously. Well, thank you very much for watching that game. I'm a bit sad to see Lion trampled once more. Maybe with the clan pack it's gonna change a bit. But I'm happy to see the red triumphing again. I'm gonna see if I can check if I can catch another game, if there is another one that needs to be streamed. Otherwise, we'll see you another day. Have a nice evening.